This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful website and grow your brand.
No matter how well you drive, you won't win, you won't place. I guarantee you right now, you won't even finish the race.
Okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
That is the best piece of cinema that's ever been put on celluloid. I defy you to find something that is more emotionally impactful than that scene. My heart is pounding. I love this movie.
You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver. You do it because you're driven.
The achievement that he is having is so spectacular that I cannot contain my emotions without them physically bursting out of me. This is why I love movies. Human nature craves this.
Yeah.
It seeks transcendence.
Leaving behind the sorrows, the fears, and just feeling peace, feeling joy. That is the gift of art, and especially for us, cinema. Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies, loves families, and loves movie families. This is
Alan C. Wright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy and needs to go real fast.
And today we are going to do one of Alan's absolute favorite movies.
We're gonna go real fast!
You were telling me that this is in your top 5?
This is in my top 5 all-time favorite films. This is the greatest sports movie ever made.
Is he though?
We're talking, of course, about the Wachowskis' Speed Racer.
Yes! Today we're going to be doing movie family therapy, kind of. There's a little bit of therapy, there's also just a whole lot of...
It's kind of movie family appreciation, I assume.
This is what a functional family looks like on the whole. So I'm going to address positive psychology. Most people say those words and don't know what they mean. They think it's just thinking positive, and it's all this kind of BS, like this
You
feel
just
good.
called out the entire internet.
Yeah, well, people don't know what the hell they're talking about, so I'm here. Positive psychology, what it actually is focusing on what's going right. It's focusing on what your strengths are and using those to build the life and the relationships and the you that you want.
Okay.
Because so much psychology is problem focused, right?
Right.
What are you struggling with? What's the issue? So positive psychology focuses on what's working, which is perfect for this family because so much is working.
A lot is working.
Peterson and Seligman, in their book Character Strengths and Virtues,
I've heard of them.
they talk about 6 strengths. We're going to go through them one by one. The first is courage.
That's why I spent $3 million on this burnt and twisted lump of metal, because it reminds me of what really matters. This is the true heart of racing, boy. This is my religion.
Between V for Vendetta and this, he's the perfect cartoony villain.
Oh, he's so good.
You don't know how many times I've seen that same cow-eyed, say-it-isn't-so look of disbelief. Every bumpkin who comes in from the sticks looks exactly as you do now. I won't bother proving it to you. You walk away from me, you walk away from this deal, you'll know how true it is soon enough. So last chance! You ready to put away your toys and grow up? Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than your father made in his whole life? Are you ready to become a real race car driver? Then sign that contract! What's this?
The uniform.
If that's your idea of racing, you can keep it.
It's the suit he had made.
Yeah.
Listen to me and listen good, kid. Because I'm going to give you
Here we
one
go.
more history lesson.
Here
You're
we
going to go
go.
to Fuji, and you're going to try and prove that everything I just told you is nothing but a lie. But no matter how well you drive, you won't win, you won't place. I guarantee you right now, you won't even finish the race.
Every single scene transition in this movie is a work of art. The end. It is brilliant filmmaking, top to bottom, and the only way you get there is not through insanity, it is through sheer, unrelenting hard work. And a lot of people watch this movie and go, oh, the VFX are so... They're like that on purpose.
Yeah, they're not meant to be realistic. So Speed, just like his family, he practices courage and bravery, yes, on the track where he risks his life, but also in this socioeconomic situation where this person with extreme power and position and privilege in the world that Speed wants to be a part of is saying, I will give you more money in 1 year than your father's ever made in his life. And all you have to do is compromise your integrity, right? You race for the love of racing. I'm asking you to race and to do exactly what I tell you, to throw races, to lose races, to win races, but to just follow the rigged, fixed system. And to walk away from that, not only losing the money, but knowing that this guy is going to come after me and my family for standing by my principles.
Well, and he lays out the whole history of racing and says, it has never been about racing, it's always been about money, and those who say it's about racing always get destroyed. They always lose, and I'm going to make you lose, and the only thing you care about is winning.
Yeah. Standing by your principles takes guts. It takes as much guts as anything that you could do physically, and Speed gets that from his family. Have you all seen our cinema therapy website?
It was super easy to build and customize using
Squarespace, yo! Squarespace has so many templates and layouts to choose from their new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint.
way easier than it was for the Racer family to build the Mach 6 in time for the Grand Prix.
They have built-in visual design tools so we can make it our own brand and style.
Like this movie's amazing blend of late 60s anime and early aughts CGI. And John Goodman.
You can also connect your social and multimedia accounts so your website can function as a hub for everything you do.
So ours is linked to our YouTube, our Patreon, our merch stores, and all the other stuff we got going on.
Squarespace has optimized SEO tools to help you show up more often
And to more people.
in web searches.
They also offer client invoicing, flexible customer payments, and a customizable merch store so that you can grow your own brand and company.
So whether you need to build a website for your custom-built race car company,
Or your pancake house, Pfannkuchen sind Liebchen.
or your novelty line of chimpanzee-friendly sweets,
Squarespace will work for you, and you won't have to spend months building a website.
check out squarespace.com for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch,
Go to squarespace.com/cinematherapy and use code
a cinema therapy.
to get 10% off your purchase of a website or domain.
Come in first in your business and the Grand Prix.
The next strength is humanity. Let's take a look.
Speed. When I watch you do some of the things you do, I feel like I'm watching someone paint or make music. I go to the races to watch you make art. And it's beautiful and inspiring and everything that art should be. Even though there are times when I have to close my eyes. But then there are other times when you just take my breath away. And it's at those moments when I feel your father's chest swell and I know that he's smiling because he's pretending that he doesn't have tears in his eyes, that I just go to pieces.
Why?
Because I'm so impossibly proud to be your mom. Oh, it's gonna be okay, honey. We'll see. We'll work this out. We just have to stick together. And something good will happen. You'll see.
This movie does edge of the bed, heart to hearts better than Full House ever could.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm tearing up from that scene.
The emotional moments absolutely hit. And the fact that they're very direct and not subtle at all, it doesn't matter because they're delivered with such poignancy. I don't have a lot to say about this clip other than how important it is to directly say what you're feeling, especially when what you are feeling is warm and affectionate and supportive.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we don't because we don't want it to be cheesy or we don't want people to think what's our ulterior motive.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right? And so we let things go unsaid, but the Gottmans talk about 5 to 1. Right? For every negative interaction, there needs to be at least 5 positives to balance it out. And I've heard people say 10 to 1, 20 to 1. The actual math of it doesn't matter.
Empirical research on this.
Right. Well, not on the actual number. There is on the principle.
Sure, yeah.
And the principle is that we return to relationships where we feel loved and supported and sustained. And one of the best ways to do that, especially with words of affirmation, people, is just to say what you're thinking. Guys, if you haven't liked, subscribed, and clicked the bell, you're probably missing some of our episodes. You don't want that. Do the stuff that I just said. The next strength is temperance, which is characterized by humility, self-regulation, and prudence. And Pop shows that in spades the second go-round. We're gonna watch,
yeah.
we're gonna watch 2 different scenes, and just watch.
So you're quitting?
I have to.
No, you don't.
This is a choice. You're selling out. Turning your back on everything we built here.
Speed's older brother Rex.
Won't you turn your back on me?
You can't tell me what to do. It's my life to live.
You walk out that door now, you better not ever come back.
And the lighting in that shot is so graphic. Like, there's the light coming in, hitting that bright yellow door, and there's that big color pop, and then he's silhouetted, but there's the blue light coming in, and it's hitting his face just at the right angle. And I guarantee they did 30 takes to get him at just the right angle of pose.
Yeah.
So that it was like he's making a strong line coming down and it's a slash across the screen. And that's a very graphic, like graphic novel pose.
Yeah.
Right? It feels natural and earned in the scene because the whole movie has been these crazy color palettes. But just doing that, it like emphasizes the story to a crazy degree. I love it more.
Yeah.
Give me more.
It is very graphic novel / anime. Like there's just, it's highly stylized, and I think that was a lot of people's issue with it. But they need,
It doesn't feel real.
but it's
right?
not supposed to. And when you accept the movie on its own terms, it has so much to give you.
Yeah.
Now, not a lot of temperance in that first clip, but that's the point. That was the negative example. And after that, Pops lost his son, lost one of his sons. Now he's got an almost identical scenario with Speed, and he's going to learn from his past mistakes.
Speed. Before you go, I'd like to say a few things. Will you sit with your old man for a minute?
So we're mirroring the shots from before,
Don't try and stop me.
but the light is softer
Yeah.
and the angles are slightly different to give you a slightly different feel.
And closer.
Yeah,
more
closer on John Goodman.
Speed, I want you to know I acted rashly. I said things I wish I hadn't. Your mother usually protects me from making an ass out of myself, but I was determined to do it this time, and I guess I did a pretty good job of it. I just wanted to make sure you understood how sorry I was.
Accountability kink activated.
Thanks.
The truth was I couldn't have been more proud of you, son. Not because you won, but because you stood up. You weren't afraid, and you did what you thought was right.
It didn't amount to anything. It was completely meaningless.
How could it be meaningless? I saw my son become a man. I watched him act with courage and integrity and drive the pants off every other driver on that road. This is not meaningless. This is the reason for a father's life.
Oh, I love that.
I admit I went to Cortega because I was afraid that what happened to Rex was going to happen to you, and I just couldn't take that. But what I realized at Cortega is I didn't lose Rex when he crashed. I lost him here. I let him think this stupid motor company meant more to me than he did. You'll never know how much I regret that mistake. It's enough, I'll never make it again. Speed, I understand that every child has to leave home. But I want you to know that door is always open. You can always come back. Because I love you.
The family heart-to-hearts in this are so well written.
It's like the Wachowskis are good screenwriters.
The thing with temperance is it's not just exercising good judgment all the time. It's also, I'm going to exercise good judgment now because I exercised poor judgment previously.
Yeah.
And for Pops to see, oh, history is repeating itself, but I have the chance to change it. I have the chance to show up differently than I did last time. Is such a wonderful model of not just parenting, but just being a person, right?
Yeah.
Of having the humility to say, I'm not just going to keep stepping in the same damn bear trap over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I love you so much, but I'm trying to do a show right now. The next strength is justice, which is characterized by teamwork, leadership, and fairness. So we often think of justice in like social terms or legal terms, right? Or civilization, community terms. But justice in our lives and in our families comes down to, okay, are we working together to accomplish something good?
Right.
Right? Are we working together to bring balance? Because things are out of balance now. They're out of balance because of corrupt racing people.
I gotta cut you off for just a second to just appreciate the mastery of this montage. Like, everybody needs a training montage, right?
Right.
We're not doing a training montage, we're doing a building montage. But instead of it just being a montage, it's a montage within a montage. Every shot transition to another shot is like a visual effect compositing on top of a different thing and all of this stuff happening. There's so much happening in this movie all the time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Pops, that's a Bernoulli Converginator.
Transponder, schmonder. You want real kick, you go Bernoulli.
The number of times I've said you want real kick, you go Bernoulli to my kids is a lot.
Sonic boom boom.
Anyway, sorry, you were
Well,
saying.
no, so there's the principle and concept of justice, but then there's the execution of justice, which requires leadership and it requires pulling together and everyone coming together with their strengths to make it happen. And this family does that, right? They're doing this in support of Speed, but they're also doing it in support of the sport that they love. And any member of the family could have something going on and everyone would show up the way they're showing up now.
Exactly. Masterpiece.
Okay, let me pick your brain about this. Why? Why is this the greatest sports movie ever made?
This is the greatest sports movie.
Rocky, Rudy, Hoosiers, Hoop Dreams, Field of Dreams, Air Bud.
Well, you got me with Air Bud. But what this movie does is it follows all the sports movie tropes.
Right.
Right? There's the young upstart underdog fighting the big giant power.
Yeah.
They're going to lose.
Yeah.
There's no way they can possibly win. And yet, somehow, implausibly, but just plausibly enough to make you believe it, they do.
Yeah.
And here is the biggest reason why this absolutely hits for me. Even though it's not realistic, the racing action in this movie, the car foo, this is not real.
No.
It is immaculate and it is punchy.
Yeah.
This is clearly the same group of people that made the Matrix films. They know how to sell a punch.
Yeah.
They know how to make you feel like a car is going 1,000 miles an hour and exploding.
Yeah.
And it is a visceral, it accesses parts of your brain that are normally reserved for hunting a woolly mammoth. It just gets into every crevice of my psyche and pummels it with awesomeness.
The next strength exemplified by the Racer family is wisdom and knowledge, which is a combination of things that you learn academically, but also that you learn by experience, that you learn from tutelage and training, and also with your own creative thinking. And it all comes together in this scene. So he stalled. Big race.
No, don't do this! The triple phase conductor's fried. Sparky, get me back in this race.
Yeah, the Royalton Motors driver cheated.
Crash must have dislodged the main conductor.
Starter's overloaded.
Ambos coches están muertos. The nickel hydride cells are hemorrhaging. I've got dendrite readings everywhere. What do I do?
Don't panic. Just listen, Speed. Just listen to her.
If I could defibrillate the...
Sparky, give me a second.
Your brother used to tell him, just listen and she'll tell you
Is
what
there
she
anything
needs.
you can do?
Ran a patch to the start of the Bernoulli Converginator. If he puts the car in 5th gear, he can jumpstart the whole thing.
Would he know that? Would Sparky?
Come on, that's great screenwriting. Telling you everything you need, intercutting between the people who know and the people who don't. The score selling it.
He's back in it!
So you mentioned during the clip that he had heard this from his brother.
Yeah.
You just need to listen to her. How has Speed gained the wisdom and the knowledge to do this? Like, what is happening here, and how has the Racer family fed him all this stuff?
I mean, it comes through being in the shop with his dad, being on the track with his brother, you know, watching footage of races with his father, having conversations with members of the family who've been there. He's just marinating with and imbibing all of this. And I love that he's practicing what therapists call mindfulness.
Yeah.
Right? He's being very present in the moment. He's casting out the crowd, what's going, because he could very well be thinking, I'm falling behind in the race. He could be freaking out about a lot of things, and he just pushes it all out, and it's just him in the car and what he's got up here, and he accesses it. And that is powerful. We access our wisdom and knowledge by calming the hell down. right? By calming the hell down. And sometimes it's not even about thinking. It's about feeling, which actually is a form of thinking.
Sure.
And he gets it, and he gets there. And I find this in the therapy office. I find this with parenting. You know, I find this with friendships, that there's a lot of times if I'm overthinking it, I'm going to blow it. If I calm down and just kind of feel the situation, I access something that's in here that's just the ticket. Folks, if you want more of Alan's filmmaking insights and his insane, wonderful amount of passion for this movie, you've got to check out the extended director's cut, available only on our Patreon, commercial-free. Check it out today. And then last but not least is Transcendence. And Transcendence is more spiritual. It's harder to put your finger on, but it boils down to an appreciation of beauty and excellence and just living in wonder for the experience of life. It's a wonderful way to approach living.
Yeah.
And this family nails it.
Come on, kid, move it!
I am going to openly weep during this scene. I do.
He's gonna do it.
Every time.
I don't know why I'm doing it anymore.
You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver. You do it because you're driven.
Because this scene is transcendent.
With cars or drivers? You ready to put away your toys and grow up? Are you ready to become a real race car driver?
I like the reframe of that conversation here.
Shattering the lap record.
If you know so much, why don't you tell me why I should keep driving?
That's for you to figure out. I just hope when you do, that I'm there to see it.
I love the delivery of that. I miss Matthew Fox.
And then they cut to him and...
Why you do some of the things you do? And you just take my breath away.
Take my breath away. And he's falling down a cliff. And she's terrified. Come on! It's so good! Everything ties together.
Remember that night we sat together, we watched old Ben Burns' Stickleton? That night something just clicked.
Goosebumps.
Racing hasn't changed and it never will.
So...
It doesn't matter if racing never changes. What matters is if we let racing change us.
The combination of reliving all these things, cutting to him driving, cutting to people watching.
When I'm in a T-180, I don't know. Everything just makes sense.
Cutting to the announcers going nuts.
Nothing phases him. No one seems capable of stopping him. He's on a mission. With a quarter lap to go, Speed Racer is back.
And this unbelievable music track from Michael Giacchino. Mixing together with the sound design. Pay attention to the way the music interacts with the sound design right here. And all the editing. That is cinema, motherfuckers. That is the best piece of cinema that's ever been put on celluloid. I defy you to find something that is more emotionally impactful than that scene. Let's go, Speed Racer. Come on! Come on! Holy shit. Every time. My heart is pounding. Oh, I love this movie.
That's so awesome.
Love it so much.
Oh, I'm enjoying you as much as I'm enjoying the movie. This is
yeah, every time. We didn't even watch the whole movie. If we watched the whole movie, it'd be even worse. That entire scene, the entire last lap of the race when he's catching and passing and blowing past everybody, it is retelling the story and reframing the story, like you were saying, right? It's all of these scenes and bits of dialogue that he's heard throughout the story of this film. And that's the magic of a film, is you get an entire complete story in 2 hours. So everything that he has experienced has led him to this moment. This is the moment of change. This is when he changes internally himself and he changes the world of racing. And so we're seeing all of that and it's reframing and we get to see There's absolutely perfect storytelling where we see a person saying it, we see Speed learning from it, and then we see that person reacting to Speed's change.
Yeah.
It happens over and over and over.
Where you see them in the crowd going, he
It's
gets
like
it.
Racer X says a thing, then Speed does something amazing. Then you cut to Racer X in the stands, wow, amazing. Same thing with his mom, same thing with his dad, same thing with Royalton. Amazing, incredible. Then, all of the action is flawless. The action is frenetic and insane and colorful and sparkly, but the geography makes perfect sense. You know where he is, you know where the race is supposed to go, you know how he's getting past the race cars.
Yeah.
In 8 frames they're doing this on some cuts. Bananas! Then, on top of that, the score from Michael Giacchino is one of the most triumphant music tracks ever, but it is playing flawlessly with the edit and the sound design.
Yeah.
If you listen to the score without the sound and the movie happening, it's still great, and it's really, really nice to listen to, but you watch it together and they complement each other. The score gets out of the way for him to like flip his car around and grab the other car and explode it.
Yeah.
So much is happening at such a high level from all of the people working on this. This scene is transcendent. And then he like barreling into the swirling vortex of the finish line is such a cathartic release. I mean, you saw what happened to me. Like, I can't not do that every time I watch this movie. And I am crying from not joy. Psychologists have actually identified 4 different types of crying. I may be teaching you something now.
Yeah.
I know about this because this happens
You're
to
the
me a
expert,
lot,
yeah.
so I've done a lot of research on it. There are 4 types of positive crying. One of them is the achievement cry, where you cry from an overwhelming sense of either you or someone that you care about having achieved something. At the end of this movie, I care about Speed Racer and the Racer family, and the achievement that he is having is so spectacular that I cannot contain my emotions without them physically bursting out of me. This is why I love movies. It's because you get to do this. And how often in life do you get this?
Yeah.
It's happened to me before. I've seen absolutely spectacular things and I couldn't contain it. I've been so proud of my kids. I've been so proud of you before that this has happened. I've never been so proud of myself that I cried. Maybe someday. But like,
just get out of your way. There's plenty to be proud about, but that's another conversation for another day.
That's why I need a therapist. Anyway, this is a perfect film. There is nothing that you can change about this that would improve it.
No notes when it comes to the experience or the film itself. The only thing I would add when it comes to the concept of transcendence, we experience it with Speed. Like that's why we go to the movies, is to vicariously go along with somebody. Their emotional journey becomes ours. Their healing becomes ours. Their catharsis becomes ours. And you watch Speed Racer, and if you're part of a loving family, then it feels like home. And if you're not part of a loving family, you get some of that just by hanging out with these people.
You can see what it's like. You can learn things where you can build it for yourself.
And you can, and just, you feel it. Like you feel like you're part of this group. And transcendence is leaving behind, even temporarily, the sorrows, the stresses, the fears, and just feeling peace, feeling joy. And that is the gift of art, and especially for us, cinema. And specific to his character arc, he transcends the corruption of that system.
Sure.
And finds joy in what he loves, which is where he started. But then he got disillusioned by other people's perspectives on the thing that he loves, right? He listened to all these voices, and he saw that the system was busted, and his family kept reminding him, it's not about racing. It's not about it's not about the racing world. It's about you in your car doing the thing that gives you joy. Yeah. And I think that's applicable to so many things.
Human nature also craves this.
Yeah.
It seeks transcendence. And you can fight for that.
So until next time, more like a ninja. Terrible what passes for a ninja these days.
You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver. You do it because you're driven. And watch movies.
Zoom Zoom want to thank our patrons today. Folks like
Sorsha E.
M. McBarry or McBarry.
McBarry. Saru Khanna.
Kira Fitzgerald.
And Zin.
If I lived in circa 1920s New York, I would definitely go to a speakeasy with Kira Fitzgerald and just have a grand old time.
I would go there and drink Zin.